People that waited in line just to share this experience of Venom, Candyman, Night of the Living Dead, The Rock, Final Destination. But I want you to know you are now entering the
Cinema
Chop Shop with a top and the pop pop pop. Boom boom pop pop pop.
The Cinema Chop Shop.
What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s. You are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop, so park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you see a Patreon account. If you click it, you can become a member. All you got to do is try, recommend movies and music and trailers, and react to click that damn link. Now, with that being said, we're here today to review the whole damn season to Shogun, right? So I kind of want to touch a little bit about the season finale, but if you're here right now, I'm assuming that you guys have watched the TV show, so I will be discussing plot points and things like that, things I do like and things I don't like. If you haven't really watched the show, then I might recommend stepping out of this video maybe at the midway point. I'll give you a fair warning, but I will kind of go over it. I'll give you a warning. All right, so just hang tight. I'll tell you when to step off if you have not seen this TV show yet. So, if you guys are not familiar with the Shogun series, it is following a regent by the name of Toranaga. And what he's doing is he's trying to kind of unite Japan and for his end goal of peace. And he feels like this other regiment by the name of Shido is kind of going against that ideal. Toranaga befriends a pirate type deal. His name is John Blackburn, I believe, but they call him Anjin. So I got used to calling him Anjin. I don't even call bro John anymore. But anyway, long story short, he befriends him, and they kind of work well together, and they work really closely together to kind of achieve Toranaga's plan. Now, Toranaga is a freaking mastermind. He's a mastermind at war. He's a mastermind at manipulation. He's just all over the place. Now, what I will say is this. I feel like episodes 1 through 9, fire. I mean, this show had me hooked. But I will say that last episode was a little bit lackluster. I mean, everybody, let me talk a little bit about the acting in the show before I even go into detail about that. I'm going to tell you guys off top. The script for episodes 1 through 9, fantastic. The acting from episodes 1 through 10, fantastic, right? The fact that the actor that plays Anshin learned Japanese, and bro was talking at the end, and I was like, fuck, like he really picked up the language and he was really talking. And I was like, yo, that's pretty dope. Like he really took that shit kind of serious and really immersed himself into the culture. And it sounded really good in my opinion. So kudos to him for doing that. The actor really put the time and the energy into it. Everybody in this show is tight. I mean, the practical effects that they use are tight. The CGI to me, even though it wasn't like a huge budget thing, I really think it was really good for what it was. I mean, I can't complain about nothing in this show. I mean, there's a couple of like maybe directorial things that I question, like the use of like a fishbowl lens in certain shots. That kind of like I didn't really like that, but that's like again, that's petty shit. Like that's like small shit. But my biggest gripe is with episode 10. Now I will be kind of discussing the spoilers. So if you haven't seen the show by now, you might want to step out. I hope you're gone. So this show has been really episode 1 through 9 solid, right? We see the progression of the storyline. We see where these characters are progressing. We kind of see the end result. And I'm expecting this conclusion to just be really, really great. Instead, we kind of get a recap of the conclusion, or we get kind of like a foresight of the conclusion. And it really felt empty to me. I really felt like they focused on kind of like ending all the characters, all the other characters, like they wanted closure for all the other characters. And then I felt like when it came to the biggest characters, which is Toranaga and Ashido, it felt a little bit rushed. I believe that we needed a couple more episodes. I really felt like we should have been able to see Toranaga's plan really kind of coming to fruition versus kind of like just seeing it as like a future, as kind of like a future foresight. You get what I'm saying? I really wish they just would have just stretched it out for like a couple more episodes and really went into detail about that. I feel like they dropped the ball with that. And honestly, this is probably, I think the season finale is probably one of the worst episodes of this series so far. I was really this whole series, I kind of been expecting the battle. I kind of been expecting like fighting, and I mean that's not what I was hanging my hat on, but I felt like you had way too many really cool characters with really cool backgrounds to not give us like at least one really dope epic fighting scene. I feel like they kind of dropped the ball with that. Um, that last episode, like it just didn't do it for me. Like I really felt empty. Like like cool, John Blackburn's character kind of went down another path. I guess he saw into his future if he would have went back to England or whatever, and and the war would have just like kind of planned out the way that I guess it was supposed to. I'm assuming that's what they were going. And he chose to do another path and just stay in Japan. The kind of like the reveal that Toranaga was really just masterminding this whole shit from beginning to end. That shit looked crazy, and how he was just using people like pawns and pieces on the board. And I get it for the overall goal of like a small amount of people die, right, to kind of ensure the peace of Japan, and I get the sacrifice, I understand it, but it just comes off a little bit weird. Like you kind of develop this like for the character, and somewhat towards the end, you kind of dislike him. He's not chasing the Shogun title, but then he's chasing the Shogun title. He makes it seem like that was his goal. Like overall, he just didn't want to like outwardly say it, and you just really feel like he's kind of like a manipulative kind of piece of shit, But again, the show was really done well from episode 1 through 9, but like that last episode just left a bad taste in my mouth, Like I don't know, I just didn't feel complete. Like it felt like the show was too good to end like that, and that's what I hate about really good shows. Like you run across these really good shows, and it just feels like the last episode never lives up to the rest of it, and it's really disappointing. But is it a terrible season finale? No, it's not terrible. It's just not as good as everything else. We have been kind of spoiled to have such these high qualities episodes and have everything just be so mastermindful, Just to kind of conclude with this last episode and it just not feeling complete, it's that sense of incompleteness that just did it for me. I still feel like the show is a B+ show. All the way through, it's a B+ show. I feel like it could have been an A+ show if the ending was done just a little bit differently. I know they're trying to stick to the novel, and I know it's hard to adapt novels because there's a lot of stuff that go into detail about it. But to kind of hype up this battle and to kind of hype up this confrontation, just to kind of like not really know the end result of the conflict between Ishido and Toranaga, other than the heir's troops kind of like not backing him up and then other regents turning against him and then eventually just decimating his army. That like I kind of wanted to see that. Like I felt like it would have been better to actually see that in person. You have Toranaga on one side, you have Shido on another side, right? And you really built that up. You really built it up. Like Toranaga's over here, like, man, we're about to lose. We're really about to die here, and and then they should have did that sleight of hand, and then that's when the guy gets a note and he finds out that you slowly but surely start seeing like the support kind of dwindle, and then you see that realization in Ashido's face. Everything just felt so fast, and it kind of, to me, it took the value out of it. So I feel like that season finale really took the show from an A+ show to like a B show. It's a great show. Episodes 1 through 9, amazing. Episode 10, it wasn't for me. I felt like it decreased the overall rating of the show. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys agree. Like I said, everybody in the show does a fantastic job. The cast on the show from A to Z is amazing. The writing from episodes 1 through 9 is amazing. But that episode 10 writing just didn't do it for me. I was really disappointed. It was really lackluster. But let me know in the comment section down below if you agree. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know. But in other words, you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button on the way out. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Make sure you share this damn video. Let's see if people agree with me. Anyway, that's it. You're now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Hope you guys have a magnificent day. Adios, homies.
I want to play a game. Subscribe now. The choice is yours. You're now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop.